Guys, my name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome old subscribers, welcome new. If you like my videos, please press the like button. Please do subscribe. Alexa, what's the time, please?
It's 1:05 p.m.
So we went into the afternoon. Basically, I took Max out later than I usually do, just after 11 a.m. in the morning. I'm a single white female, I'm 54 and I haven't been very well recently. And we don't mean anything deadly serious, we mean I think I've had some kind of food poisoning or bug. So for about 2 or 3 days now I've been feeling off colour. I've been drinking loads and loads of water and I haven't felt very hungry at all. When did I start to feel like this? It was about 2 or 3 days ago, and it was weird because I'd just taken a phone call from my mother Jennifer, who lives in Chatham at Durrell Gardens, and she said to me that she didn't feel well, she had a stomachache. When I got off the phone, I started to feel ill, and it may have been a coincidence, but my mum had given me a prawn sandwich from Morrison's that didn't seem to be in the fridge. It wasn't in the fridge. My mum had 2 prawn sandwiches in a plastic bag and they weren't in the refrigerator. So I ate one of the prawn sandwiches. It could have been that, could have been, I don't know what it was. I'd had a takeaway from Morello's, a burger with beetroot in it and red onion. It could have been that. Or I could have what my mum said, I could have COVID because I keep coming over all hot and sweaty and clammy. So I put my Wellington boots on this morning because the Rochester Riverside field is wet and it's muddy, and I take Max for a walk. I didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like it at all, but he's got to go for a walk. So I dragged myself up, put my wellies on, wore the same trousers that I wore in the video this morning, and I put a coat on because it looks like it's going to rain outside, but the humidity is high, so it's hot anyway. It's warm outside, but no sun. So I went outside and I felt awful. But I walked around the Rochester Riverside and I just took it slowly. I felt rather dizzy, but I took it slowly. And the builders were banging, the builders were drilling. And you know what it's like when you don't feel well. Loud noises make you feel awful. So I walked around the field and I bumped into a couple that I used to write about in my diary a couple of years ago. Nice couple with the dog called Molly. And that poor lady had a broken leg for a while and she was walking along the riverside in her slippers. And my mum had said to me, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. And remember that when my dad died, my mum dressed my father in a pair of brown battered old slippers, a pair of old bedroom leggings, and what looked like a cricketer's top or a fisherman's top. So my dad actually looked like an old fisherman with his grey beard, his long grey hair, and he had makeup on his face to hide the face decomposing, because his face was all, he'd been in the hospital mortuary for nearly 3 weeks. The body was decaying and the face was falling apart, so they had to put my dad's face back together with makeup and whatever because it was decaying. When I viewed my father's body, his part of his face was missing and they tried to cover it up with makeup. He had stitches in his mouth to keep his mouth shut, and he had stitches in his eyelids to keep his eyelids shut. So I'm very well aware of what my mum said to me this morning. I'm not frightened. frightened. I deal with things as they come, but I normally don't answer the phone to anybody because the phone hurts my face. I've answered 3 calls, hence I'm feeling terrible. I feel absolutely awful. Listening to what's being said over the phone is making me feel ill. Why would you hopefully see somebody? Have a good day. So a lady was walking along the riverside in her slippers, and my dad was putting his coffin with a pair of brown battered slippers on. I talked to the couple because I like to make friends and I'm a nice person. I walked past Molly, the dog, and the couple, and there was a couple on the field with a black dog, and the black dog was bounding off, but he didn't bump into me and Max or she, and I just walked around the field and I listened to some music to try and cheer myself up, because I don't want to feel miserable, depressed and unwell. I like feeling happy, and I want to go about and visit different places, but at the moment I'm stuck indoors. Right? So I came back off the field and I tried to, I just smile. That's the way I am. I can be in extreme agony and I'll smile and hide it. So I walked around the back of Ines Apartments, round the back in the corner, past where that other gingerhead lady lives, and into my flats. Alexa, where am I located?
You're at 7 Coys Road, Flat 5, Biggs Apartments in Rochester, Kent.
So I just felt extremely hot and sweaty. It may well be COVID because the sweat was dripping off me, and my head felt really hot, and I live by myself, and I decided the best thing to do is to have a bath with lots of cold water in it because I felt dizzy and faint and I didn't want to stand up in a shower. So I started running myself a bath, and this guy called Cat, C-A-T, is texting me on Facebook dating. Cat, he's calling himself. So I answered Cat, I started running my bath, and I had a hell of a lot of washing up to do because I had 2 or 3 days washing up piled up because I felt unwell and I was just leaving it in the sink and on the side. So I thought while the bath is running, I'll tackle the washing up. So I've just done 3 sinkfuls of washing up. I have just got out of the bath, as you can see my hair is wet, and I'm trying to rest and relax. Okay, I don't feel well. Yes, there was a guy on the Rochester railway station with what looked like a red backpack like myself, a bloke, and I'm a woman, and he had something funny sticking out of his backpack. I'm not in the mood for that at the moment. I don't feel well enough to go into town on the train. I don't want to either. And I'm a woman, I'm a female. So if someone wants to take the mickey and laugh at me, you need to put a woman on the railway station with a massive backpack that's red with silly things hanging out of it. I think he also had a balaclava over his face. He had a balaclava over his face. I mean, really. So I've just had a long soak in a nice bubble bath with lukewarm water, and I'm trying to drink lots of water, lots of fluid, because when you sweat, because I've been sweating buckets, you need to put back in that water into your body. And just taking it easy. I'm going to listen to music and I'm going to sit down. I've just done everything myself. The lift is broken, and they haven't even bothered to come and have a look at it, let alone do anything about it. And as I was saying to someone on the phone, what would happen if we all ignored everything, right? We all ignored everything that was going on. So someone drops on the floor, you ignore it. You know, something breaks, you ignore it. Someone rings the doorbell, you ignore them. What would happen to this world if we ignored everything? We just left it. It broke and we left it. What would happen if things broke everywhere and we just left it and didn't fix it? Come to a standstill. The world would come to a standstill. But wherever I go, wherever I live, they don't fix things properly. The gas boiler at one of my accommodations was actually dangerous and leaking gas. Right? Gas is dangerous. You don't fix it, things blow up. A lift is supposed to work. If it doesn't work, it's useless. Don't have a lift at all. If you're going to have a lift that doesn't work properly, you might as well not have one at all. Take it out. Replace it with something else. It's useless. Absolutely useless. If you count how many times that lift has broken down in a new build building that isn't even 3 years old yet, useless. Absolutely useless. Take it away. That lady broke her leg. How can you get a wheelchair up fucking stairs? If it's not working properly, either fix it or put people somewhere else in a flat with a lift that works. I mean, this is silly and stupid. If this lift is not fixed, obviously they're not going to bother with the coronation coming up afterwards. I would do what I said before. I will invite cameras into my flat. And I'm not very well at the moment. Or I will get a local councillor to come out. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's a new build flat. It's breaking down every two days. I mean, when it happened at Fairfield Court, Gloucestershire, the flats were years old. This is not even 3 years old yet. It's not acceptable. In an old property, maybe, but not in a property that's not even 3 years old yet. It's absolutely ridiculous. And they just sit there and they don't do anything. I mean, I you know, the things that go on in my life is unbelievable. Unbelievable. So I'm just like resting and drinking lots of fluid. I don't feel well. I've had a bath. I feel better. And it's a case of like finding something to eat and just accepting that the world is not what it was. People's priorities aren't in the right place. Yes, see to the coronation, it's important, but don't let poor people die and suffer and just like, oh, not fix things. Because, you know, if I didn't fix my cooker, if I didn't fix things, it would all break down. The world would not carry on, would it? If we don't fix that, don't do that, just ignore it, it'll go away. It's not the case. You ignore something, it gets bigger. It gets bigger. It's alright, they've got their dogs off down there. I mean, how they obviously I've started speaking. This video hasn't even been uploaded to YouTube yet. So how could they possibly hear what I was saying? How could that, this video has not gone on to YouTube. And I've just been speaking for about 10 minutes and someone's set their dogs out to start barking. It's not even on YouTube. Yeah, this video isn't even on YouTube. And they couldn't possibly hear outside. I'm above them. They wouldn't be able to hear me speak. The windows are shut. Crazy. Crazy world we live in. Right, I'm going to get something to eat, even if it's a sandwich, because you have to keep yourself nourished when you don't feel well. I mean, it's silly. Trying to put the frighteners on me. I know my dad died and he had a pair of scruffy slippers on. I'm not stupid. See you later.